Just start YouTube? Just start? Well, yes and no. The pros and cons of starting without a plan, plus what I wish I knew. So the question is, should you just start a YouTube channel, hit record, post, figure it out later? Or should you wait, plan, strategize, watch other content creators, outline, niche down? Well, the truth is it's both. And depending on your personality, one might totally backfire on you. But let's break it down. And yes, I've got a free tool coming out that might save you weeks of trying to figure it out. So, hey, I'm Lizelle, and I started this channel from scratch after a major life reset. No full studio, no team, just a camera and a need to start fresh. So if you're new here, this channel is about reinvention, starting over, and the content creator life. The real version, not just the polished highlight reel. And so in this video, I'm breaking down the yes and the no of starting YouTube without a plan. And I'll share what worked for me, what has flopped, and what I wish that I had known. And if you stick around, I will tell you how to get my free beginner friendly checklist. And that I think will help you decide what kind of creator you actually want to be. That was really important for me. So, part one. Part one is all about the pros of starting without a plan. So, let's talk the upside. Sometimes the best move is just to start messy. So, what are the benefits of just starting? Just do it. Just go for it. Be like Nike. Just jump in the water and get wet. Well, one thing is that you kill perfection and you kill it fast. Two, well, I'll say perfectionism, and you're going to kill that fast, right? Because there's no time to think. Two, you'll learn by doing, but not watching hours of tutorials. So you're going to learn on the fly. And sometimes that's the best way to go. Three, you stop overthinking and you get into motion. And for me, as a reformed A-type personality, I really have to watch the overthinking. There's a benefit to thinking it through, but it's a fine line of overthinking. And so, um, just doing it, just jumping in helps me to not overthink it and just gives me a running start. Four, you build real clarity through action and not planning because you can't plan everything. It's life, right? And there's no way to plan and take everything that might happen into account, like tech issues or the sound of a motorcycle going down the street, or your pet jumping in your lap. Whatever it is, you can't plan everything. And so, another pro of starting without a plan is number five, which I really like. You find your voice faster than you think. And so it's almost like real-time conversation. It's more natural. And I think it's actually a process that once you get into the groove of it, it'll feel more comfortable anyway. So here's the thing. I recorded my first video on my phone and I recorded it in the car because I didn't want anybody to hear me. And I was just venting. I was just really just letting just letting it out. And so my lighting wasn't great. I'm pretty sure you can go back and watch those videos, but it was honest and it was true and it was from the heart. But it taught me a lot about what I needed for my second video. And so, they say your first few videos, they say they're supposed to be weird and kind of cringy and confusing, but you know what? That's how you grow, and that's just real life. And so, if you're on the fence, I think starting is always better than waiting. And here's the thing, you don't have to even post it if you don't want to. But I think that there is something that connects us as human beings to see the real, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because if in a real life conversation, there's no editing, there's no going back and and reposting. So there's that. So that was part one. Part two, here are the cons of starting without a plan. And this is the part that nobody really tells you, or at least I haven't seen very many videos on this. Starting without a plan, it could cost you, but it's not going to be the end of the world. So here are some things that you might consider if you're starting without a plan. One, you might burn out from inconsistency. So you got that first video done, you pressed play, you recorded, and you might have even posted it. But now what? What am I going to do my second video on? What's so you it breaks the momentum. Two, you can lose motivation if you feel like no one's watching or the numbers don't compare to what you thought you were going to get, or you don't have the numbers of your favorite content creator or Mr. Beast, the numbers are not there. So if you're starting without a plan, it's easy to lose motivation if especially if you feel like no one's watching. You feel like what's the point? Number three, a con of starting without a plan is not knowing why you're posting in the first place. This one was really big for me. I mean, I started and set up my YouTube account in the middle of last year. And then I started watching other content creators, which had its advantages, but after a while, I thought to myself, well, I really like this content creator, but I can't post videos like them because that's not my experience. And I really like what this content creator is doing. It's totally different from this one, but that's not my experience either. So I can't put out videos based on what they're doing. I don't have that background. I don't have that expertise. And so I had to figure out what I would post, and then I had to figure out why I was going to do it. That took me at least a month or so and a half to try to figure out what is my end game. We'll come back to that later. So that's one, two, three. Another disadvantage of starting without a plan is that you're going to spend more time, or you could spend more time fixing things later. Um, that's if you're going to go into editing and post production, which I am not. As you can see, my videos are not edited. I could do that. It's going to take me some more time, but I just needed to to keep it moving. And I wanted to get the information out to people. So you could spend more time fixing things later. And the last point is another con of or disadvantage of starting without a plan is that you may post content that doesn't connect with an audience. Um, I like to look at other content creators, the ones that are well known and the ones that are not well known, and I look to see what um, if I can get a feel of what their channel is about by just looking at the thumbnails, or then I look at the titles. And some I've seen, I sit there for 2 or 3 minutes and I still can't figure out what it is that they like or what they're sharing. It's inconsistent, which is fine if you're creating YouTube videos just for yourself, which is another possibility. But I can't I don't know what I don't know what the channel is about. So in that sense, it doesn't connect with me because I'm not sure what they're putting out. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? The other part is if you're attracting the wrong audience. And so I know that I've seen some um, audiences, and I'm looking at another content creator and I read the comments. When I read the comments, I have seen people say, "Hey, let's support one another. Let's do a sub. I'll sub you and you sub me. So I'll become a subscriber on your channel if you do the same for me." The issue with that is if that is someone who's trying to help you out, but they're really not interested in the content that you are sharing, and they don't return, but they become a sub, the algorithm is going to look and say that person sub, but they didn't come back. They're not interested. It's not because it's not the right audience, and that could be a disadvantage to you. So you don't necessarily want you can wish people well, but you don't want to. That would actually hurt them. So anyway, that's another con of not having a plan. You not connecting with the correct audience. So I watched a content creator who uploaded 5 videos, one video for each weeks. So 5 weeks, 5 videos, and each video, as I was sharing, was totally unrelated. And guess what? Some of those videos got viewers and they got views, but nobody stayed. And that was the whole point of what I was sharing about having connecting with the right audience. And so that's another reason why I have not shared with family nor friends that I have a YouTube channel because I already know off the bat we don't have the same interests. I love them deep, but we don't have the same interests. And so you want the algorithm to work in your favor to choose from from that massive database because it's a search engine. YouTube is a search engine. You want it to choose its audience because it has that information. So I thought those were important things. So I realized that momentum is great, but a focused momentum is even better. And that is why having some type of plan can be really helpful. So, part three, here's the sweet spot. It's okay to just jump in, get your feet wet, and get a running start. But it's also helpful to have a plan and just plan just enough. So, here's where it all comes together. You don't need a 100-page business plan, but you do need some clarity, if for no one but you, just to get you started and moving forward. So, here are some helpful questions to ask yourself. Number one, what's my motivation? Am I creating YouTube videos for fun, for my personal healing, um, income? Is it an income stream? Is creativity, community? What is the reason? What motivates me? It's actually even better, I think, than a why, because a why might be a reason why I'm doing something, but motivation is what's going to keep me going. It's going to keep me coming back. So, what's my motivation for making YouTube videos? I had to sit back um, and feel like I was missing out while I tried to figure that out for myself because I don't like wasting my own time. My time is valuable, as I know yours is too. So, what's my motivation? That was number one. Number two, a second question to ask yourself is what's my timeline? Am I going to make this a 3-month experiment where I just kind of feel it out to see, you know, if this is something that I'm interested in? Continuing? Is this something I'm going to do for 6 months? Or am I just all in? I'm just in for the long haul. I'm playing the long game. And here's the beauty, none of this is written in stone. You can change what your time parameters are at any time. That's your advantage. But kind of having that set for yourself in advance before you get started or near the beginning of when you're starting out is going to be really helpful for you, I think. And so, I think three, what do you want to be known for? Are you somebody you want to be known for teaching and sharing experiences? Do you want to be known for storytelling? Are you someone who likes to inspire the people? Do you want to be known for being an inspiring person? Are you someone who likes to entertain? So, what do you want to be known for? Something to think about. Do you have to pick one? No, you could technically be any of those. But if you pick one or two that are your highlights, it'll help you create something that's more consistent and more cohesive. And your fourth question to ask yourself is do you want to build a brand? Are you looking to build a brand? Are you looking to build a business? Or is this just your own creative body of work? Is this your creative showcase? Technically, you could do all three, but to choose one and focus and lean into that is going to help you save a lot of time and energy and help you build the back end of YouTube in a way that's going to support you. So, even a one-page like creator map could save you 6 months of wondering, what am I doing here in YouTube land? So, it's no worries if you've already started um, and you know, you're already in line to put out certain kind of content. That's fine. your why can evolve and your why can change. Fortune 500 companies change their direction and their branding, but they have some sense, for the most part, if they're successful. You know what Coca-Cola is known for. You know what Disney is known for. So um, the main things that they're known for. So I think that those are questions to ask yourself. And so I have some helpful planning tools for new creators that I'm working on because I'm also building organization systems that work for me. In addition to the platforms and the apps that are out there, I actually have to have something that's going to work for me. And I'm really right down the middle. I'm a combination of new school and old school because I love the tech. I love the new tools that are available, but I'm also a pen and pad person too, so I'm right down the middle. I'm a little old school, I'm a little new school, I'm a little bit country, I'm a little bit rock and roll. So, and I see the advantages of being on, having my foot um, in both sides of the lake. So, here's what helped me once I realized that I personally needed a loose plan. So, one, I have a simple content tracker, which helps me organize video ideas, um, posting dates, uploading dates, schedule. Um, it's loose because I also have a paper hard copy, but I also have a record of it in the cloud or in different apps, and I can share that with you guys later. So, back to my the tools. I have a simple content tracker. Two, I have a creator roadmap. That's just the things that I care about and my content pillars. So I realized in that time where I sat back and kind of absorbed what other content creators were doing, that everything that works for them might not work for me. And so I noticed that there's certain themes that I love watching that I'm not going to be very good at sharing with you as a creator. So but I started to find a theme. So there's four basic areas that I always come back to that motivate me to create content. And so of those four content themes, content pillars are the same as themes. So of those four themes, they're interconnected. So they can stand alone, but they're also generally connected. And so I can share more of that with you. And I think that that has been very helpful for me because sometimes I'll see an idea that goes viral and I go, "Ooh, that's such a great topic." But I realize that's outside of my four main themes. And so I just enjoy and consume the content, you know, support the content creator. And that's just something that I'm not going to touch. I want to stay consistent. Okay, so my content tracker, my creator roadmap. The next would be a video planner, which has a template. And my template is basically the things that I'm going to do for each and every video that I post. So, for example, each video is going to have a concept, a title, a hook, keywords, thumb thumbnail words, and I'm going to use that same template so that I don't have to recreate the wheel and I don't have to waste time trying to figure out what did I do the last time. There's more to that, but that's just an example of what that template does, and that will save you tons of time. Next is my why worksheet. And my why worksheet is kind of like my vision board, and it helps me see the bigger picture of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So, yes, I'm creating videos for a channel, for my channel now, but how does that fit into the bigger plan, vision of what I see and what I want for my life? And it's got some goals and some timelines just to keep me motivated and moving. And last is my 30-day jumpstart checklist. And that is what I am working on. Because I've had friends ask me, well, how did you get started? And I think it's so overwhelming. I'm like, it could be, but I can. And there are a billion ways to do this. So I'm not saying my way is the best way. I'm just saying this is what worked for me. And these are things you might want to consider. Um, so my 30-day jumpstart checklist, like I said, I'm working on that right now. But these are the tools that gave me just enough structure to stay consistent without feeling boxed in. And so I didn't need a studio. I just needed some direction. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to, you're not, it's not written in stone. So, and you are going to, as you are on this YouTube journey, um, uh, as you're on this YouTube journey, it's like life. You're going to have to be ready to pivot, and some things you thought were going to be great didn't work, vice versa. But it is exciting, and I am enjoying it, and I just want to share because I think at some point I won't even remember the things that I'm doing now. So I'd like to share as I go along, and I so appreciate all of you because I learned so much from you, and I'm so encouraged by all of you. So thank you so much for that. So now I want to know from you. Are you more of a just post it and fix it later kind of creator? Just one of those creators that just jumps in and gets wet and then figures out, do I know how to swim? Or are you someone who needs to plan before you dive in? Drop your comments below. I really am interested in knowing, what type of content creator you are or what that you'd like to be. And tell me this, if I made a starter tool just for you, what format would you want it in? Would you want a checklist, a planner, a timeline visual, a workflow map? I mean, let me know. Because I'm building a Start Your Channel bundle for creators free for creators just like us, and I want it to be actually helpful and not just another PDF that you download and you forget. And I want it to be helpful. So until next time, check out the other videos. I think that those are great places to help set your mindset. And I'll see you in the next one. My upcoming videos, I'm going to also be sharing content creators that I have learned a lot from so that you can check them out. You might have already know who they are. I don't know them. We've never met. Their material has just been so helpful for me. And so I always like to pay it forward. All right. So until then, um, yeah, I just want to know if you want to know what actually happens after I post my first few videos, I've got you there too. So in my next video, I'm sharing what I learned in my first 30 days as a brand new YouTuber, the emotional roller coaster, the weird algorithm, the unexpected wins, and the one thing I would do differently from day one. So subscribe if you haven't, and you're not late, you're right on time. So let's just figure this out together. All right, everybody. Peace out, and I will see you in the next video.